Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us this morning. We're 20 Sides Every Story, and we are waking up today with some Dolmenwood. We're going to be continuing our playthrough of Dolmenwood using the old school Essentials game system. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. We're glad to have you here to be a part of this. We've been having a lot of fun with this campaign. As always, we like to start things off by just inviting you to come and be a part of us and join our community. So I'm going to pop a link in the chat here on Twitch to our Discord server. If you're watching us after the fact on YouTube, just check the description of the video and there'll be a link to the Discord server there. Great place to come hang out, talk about games, and find signups for games that we run for people. We're very accessible, very open. So if you're looking for people to play games with and you've been listening to us and think we'd be a good fit, come hang out with us. We will make sure to get you into something that we've got going on the channel. But we are picking up here this morning. I'm Alex. I'm going to be the GM. I am joined here by Dawson playing Topsy, the Grimalkin. Issac playing Friar Fitzpatrick. Friar Stephen Fitzpatrick. Moreen playing Lillibeth the Hunter. And Chris playing Thomas the Minstrel. We are without Sir Geoffrey this morning, but we will. Sir Geoffrey will be a part of the group along with everybody, and we'll just have him kind of fade into the background. So, where we are picking up, it has been several weeks, 2 weeks since the adventurers came to Castle Everdusk. They had come here with a half-briggle child that was believed to be the missing boy who is the son of Lord Malbleet. Lord Malbleet. I was about to say the wrong name. So they brought him to not his father, but his uncle, Lord Ramius. There was a little bit of a political issue with the two Breggle lords of the High Wold, and a lot of accusations being thrown back and forth, namely that Lord Malbleet had accused Lord Ramius of kidnapping his son. But we found out that this was not true, that Billy had instead been absconded with by a couple of agents of the Nag Lord. And so they had rescued him and brought him to Lord Ramius in hopes of getting him to safety, securing him away. And then a lot of things took place after they had brought the boy here. The group learned that Madame Shantywood was here and was trying to curry some political favor with Lord Ramius for her own ends. She did entrust the group a little bit with some of her personal business and what she is trying to make happen here. She has a bit of a vendetta that she is trying to get Lord Ramius's nod of approval to take care of. But she has assured the group that she is not going to betray their trust or their secrets while they are here. And in fact, she is hoping that maybe one day you might be of assistance to her, that she may have a job for you once she gets the approval to take care of this person that she needs to take care of. We also learned that Lord Ramius's daughter, Lady Beryld Ramius, there's some part of what Madame Shantywood, how she was currying favor with the Lord, was that she was going to play matchmaker and try to get a marriage proposal from the Baron Hogwarsh to marry his daughter. Lady Beryld Ramius has no interest in such things, and after Sir Geoffrey had made a request to be knighted and become a part of House Ramius, she met him in the middle of the night, pleaded her case that the only way for her to assure that she would not be pledged to marriage to Hogwarts was to have another suitor. And she had suggested that maybe her and Sir Geoffrey, if they were to get wed in the middle of the night like this in secret, she could have that in her back pocket should she need it. So it is a secret marriage. It is a secret wedding that was presided over by Friar Fitzpatrick, and Topsy was the witness, the ring bearer or something. It all happened in a bedroom somewhere in the tower where you guys are all staying. So that happened. That is a secret wedding, a secret marriage. It is not known, and probably for the time being, it is best for Sir Geoffrey that not be super apparent to anybody. Primarily, probably Lord Ramius would not be too pleased with that.
Would those of us who weren't there, would we have been told? I guess that would be.
I don't know. It's hard to say. And without having Ryan here, I think I'm going to suggest that maybe they'd keep it secret because the less people that know. But we will say that, Thomas and Lillibeth, you're not foolish, because there was something that happened. The proposal was one of convenience. But there was something. There were some feelings that happened when it was sealed with a kiss, and it would seem that the fairy wish that was made so many sessions ago by Sir Chide and his his fey bride, maybe that wish came true. And so you're probably noticing they keep their distance. They're not like chummy necessarily, but there are glances that are being passed, and there's definitely something there, and you've probably noticed that. But it maybe has not been explicitly said. Oh yeah, we had a secret wedding in the middle of the night as we had just arrived. So, I think that is basically the summary. You are all honored guests, having brought the boy back to Castle Everdusk. This has put the political tensions not to rest, but it has helped to put it on ice for now. This brewing civil war is maybe more of a neighborly dispute now at this point. Madam Shantywood has been going back and forth from Castle Everdusk to High Hankle, trying to arrange a summit to get the parties together to negotiate, some kind of arrangement that will be acceptable to all. You all have probably noticed that Billy is up and about, the Breggle child, the half-Breggle child. He is nonverbal. He does not really talk, but he seems to be more active, maybe more cognizant and conscious than he had been. Lady Beryld has been tending to him. She's something of a magician, practiced in the wizardly ways, and so she's been tending to him. I think the group has already kind of concluded that there was something wrong with the boy, but you have maybe concluded that it isn't an inherent genealogical kind of thing, but it had been implied at one time, because some folk, particularly in Langshorn, believe that there can be birth defects between a child that is half Breggle, half human. But that does not seem to be the truth of what is happening here. It is something more magical, something probably more sinister that happened to him. And Lady Beryld would probably conclude that something bad happened to him, not even from the ogre witches, but from her own father. And that is why he has been the way that he has been ever since he was found by his grandfather back in Langshorn. So she's not exactly sure how to undo that, but they are trying to care for him and tend to him the best they can. He seems to be comfortable. Whenever you see him, he's only a few paces behind Lady Beryld, who's sort of you know, taking to her role as cousin, I guess, and being like a big sister to him. Um, Madam Shantywood, for her part, has been going back and forth. She has brought back some supplies that you have asked for from High Hankle, including some various medicines and herbs and things like that. And so your status with her is, I think, a bit cautious, but she is, you know, still, still definitely a relationship that the group has and an asset. Um, what else? Oh, the status of Sir Geoffrey's land. So as a now a landed knight of in the employ of Lord Ramius, he has been bequeathed some land that none of you have visited yet, but what you understand of it is that it is untamed wild just north of Gullblight. And so um there's like the foundation of a ruined watchtower from many centuries ago that still exists there, but that is about it. Um so if anything is to ever happen with that land, it needs to be tamed. It probably needs to be cleared of quite a bit of tree and undergrowth before any construction could happen. All of this is going to take many thousands of gold pieces to do. Um, so there's a goal. If the group wants to live in a little commune on that land with Sir Geoffrey, they certainly can, but it's going to take some work and some resources to get it to a livable state. Um, I think those are the bullet points that I have as we're going into this. I think we should probably go around and hear from each of you a little bit, just because 2 weeks' time has transpired. We'd like to hear summary of what your character has been up to in this time that they've been taking part. I think it's probably true that you've all gotten together at times and talked about expeditions that you might take out into the wilderness, but things are pretty cozy and comfortable at Castle Everdusk, and even the fleeting ideas of getting back out into the road have just not transpired. Nobody seems super motivated to get out of their comfort zone and get back to the business of adventuring, at least not in these past 2 weeks. But give us a summary of what you've been up to. And before we do that, I realize that there's all sorts of cheers and such that I need to address and say thank you to Dawson, to Jenna, to everybody who gave some cheers there. We appreciate the support. And good morning, Sundance Kid, Seeker of Oblivion, Miracle Knight. Good to see you guys here. Yeah, so let's start with Thomas. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, or Chris, tell us a little bit about what Thomas has been up to these past couple weeks.
Last 2 weeks, he would have taken it upon himself to spend a little bit of gold, get his armor maintained and stuff like that at a blacksmith, get any little dings fixed up and things like that, swords sharpened. But probably the last 2 weeks, he would have tootled around a number of the both high end and lower end taverns and things like that. Probably played some music, made some contacts, but he's been pretty comfortable hanging out in the castle and having a daily bath and eating good food and drinking good wine and everything. So he's a little bit restless just innately. So when he felt the need, he would go hang out with the local yokels and stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, he's been pretty content living the high life, and some days even taking 2 baths. So
Yeah, you all have some pretty comfortable rooms up in one of the high towers within Castle Everdusk, and so you have remained there, and pretty much this has been kind of your temporary apartment for the time being. So awesome. Let's go next to Lillibeth.
Hi, I'm Maureen, and Lillibeth has been doing what I hope are a couple of fun things. Not to put any pressure on Topsy to talk about it, mind you, but rat hunting is always a fun activity, and we both tend to enjoy it. It helps me keep my skills a little bit sharp. Um, I'm not my best in inside castle walls, so I need to get out and do something somewhere that gets rid of some of my excess nervous energy. I did want to try and scout out more and learn more about hunting and what's available in the area. Learn a little bit more about the different terrains that will be traversing. In other words, getting prepared to go and do something because I can't sit still and do nothing for much longer.
Awesome. Let's turn to hear about Friar Fitzpatrick.
As far as what Friar Fitzpatrick has been doing over the past 2 weeks, I'd say he was studying a bit about the herbs and plants that kind of populate Dolmenwood. So he's trying to kind of read up on much as he can about that. He'd also take time to kind of wander the town, probably visit the local church, see what that's like, and just stuff like that. Yeah, he'd probably talk with his brother quite a bit after kind of him realizing what happened and whatnot. So they've been having many talks, but that's probably it.
And probably what you will discover is that there isn't actually like a local church. Certainly not within Castle Everdusk, and Hoarblight wouldn't have a proper church either. What you'll find is that there'll be maybe a shrine or something, but it will be pretty inauthentic isn't the right word, but it feels it feels like it is just putting up airs a little bit. The Breggles sort of their worship of the worship of the one true God is sort of just keeping up the facade. It's what's expected of them by the duchy, and so there'll be symbology and things around, but it isn't super ingrained in the culture.
A bit hollow.
It's
as far as,
hollow.
like-
That's a good way of putting it. And let's go to Topsy.
I'm Daw playing Topsy the Grimalkin. And oh boy, what have I been getting up to? I've been getting up to all sorts of shenanigans. As the party sets in bank of sorts, I'm going to do the very bank-like thing and give my money to another bank. So, in short, in saying, we have no money now. Sorry. Also, doing some shopping, some looking around for stuff, catching rats, hanging out with the locals, maybe also teasing Geoffrey and the Friar for saying, hey guys, how's it going? Remember that whole thing you did for me? Hey, yeah, you made me do this thing. Can you do something for me? Like, a little poking around. It's like, you need to do me this favor type of deal.
Are they all rat related?
Listen, I'm not saying it could be rat related, but if you happen to find something, let me know.
There is no shortage of rats at the castle, so you're probably in heaven hunting in the dungeons and such. Yeah, so awesome. So that is what the crew has been. We're actually waking up here on Reed Rhyme on the 26th of Reed Rhyme, which is the feast day for Saint Haworth, which maybe is hanging in the back of the minds of some of the characters, having just completed and learning a little bit more about this saint a few sessions ago in Langston and his troubles and why he is known as Saint Haworth the Accursed. But that's more trivia than anything important. As you're all waking up and getting breakfast delivered to your rooms and such by the servants at the castle, You see there was like a clerk, I think, that checked you in when you arrived at the castle, or a sentry that checked you in and took your names and such. He arrives at your room this morning, knocks on the door, and he's a Bregel, Shorthorn, who walks into the room and he says, sorry to intrude, my friends, but you have a visitor that arrived this morning and asked for you all by name. He is in the grand hall just now, waiting for you.
I don't know nobody.
Did he give a name?
He calls himself Silver upon his brow.
Oh.
He says that he goes by no other name, that you would know him by this. It is a strange name.
Thomas would stand up immediately and say, show him this way. Go.
Very good. And so he will leave probably about 10 minutes later or so. He comes to you with Silver, looking just as scarred, I think. And I was going to go a different direction with that, but I had to think about all the history that Silver has, and maybe not looking so elvish necessarily, but a little marred, and showing the scars of your former travels and adventures together.
I move to him quickly, and being much larger than him, I grab him kind of around his shoulders and that, and pick him up and give him a hug and set him down and pat him on the shoulder and say,
I'm squealing. I'm squealing in the background, jumping up and down.
I need to know where you have been, sir. Wine?
Absolutely, and I'll just give you the bear hug back as you're lifting me off the ground, and you drop me down, and you'll see that yes, I look like I've been a bit tussled as usual. It doesn't look much different than you've seen me in the past, but my armor is painted a little different heraldry, and it's kind of like looks like it's been fresh, but then scuffed very recently if you pay any attention. And again, a little worse for wear. Still appear slightly drunk. As you can see on the back of my armor, I've got my sword, the big, gigantic, ridiculous elvish sword that is cursed, as we found out. And I will say, yeah, some wine, please, would be excellent. I've had a harrowing journey.
I
would
pour
say
my big glass and bring it over to him.
I would come and give you a hug as well. It's so good. I can't believe you're here. It's good. Hey, yeah, sit down. Tell us everything, please.
Well, absolutely, and I'm sure you have plenty of stories to share as well. I've been away for what feels like, I guess for me, it would feel not that long, right? It'd be pretty brief.
Correct. Yeah.
I gotta do that. I always do that. I have to like double check the math. Yeah. I was like, well, so I have been away for, I guess for you, it would probably felt a little longer, but for me, I guess it's been a quite busy period of time for me. So why don't we sit down and I'll catch up. We can share stories, swap stories.
Very well.
And I guess I'll actually start probably by asking you questions. So, we maybe bring over a carafe of wine and sit down. And I've met Topsy at least once, right? Wasn't Topsy like one of the mercenaries that we hired?
Yeah.
There was.
I feel like
remember
we killed some elves together.
Yes.
Oh, I killed nothing, but I remember you being extremely drunk the entire time when I met you.
It wasn't drunk.
Drunk? What are you talking about? I was definitely not drunk.
It's cursed, Topsy.
Oh,
It-
yes.
I know alcoholism can be considered a curse to some people.
I understand how you could see me that way, but I promise I'm fully functional. Well, that sounds bad too, doesn't it?
It's what the elves say. It's okay. You
Anyways.
don't have to say it out loud. It's fine. I
Put a
understand.
content warning on the stream. So, So tell me, what has transpired? Is there anything visibly different about anybody? Like Lillibeth, have you grown your hair out? Like, is there anything that would catch my attention?
Well, it would have grown a little bit longer. I mean, and I'm probably going to be nervously running my hand through what short hair there is and checking the fit of that mask against my face. If you're paying really close attention, you'll notice that I'm actually blushing a little bit. I'm really excited to see you, but I'm not going to say much about that other than the squeal.
Okay. So your hair is finally coming back. It looks good.
Oh, well, okay. Well, it's just short, red, sort of, I don't know, acid damaged hair, but thank you.
You'd see Friar would have, he's a little less symmetric. His face, maybe he had a broken nose and was reset a bit, or a little bit of a scarring, but he just looks like something wrapped themselves around him and squeezed.
Thomas would look, I mean, his probably after this time being here, he would have got, his hair trimmed. Generally speaking, his clothes are a little nicer.
Yeah.
From spending some money here, but for the most part, generally the same. But we, gosh, when we left you, or when you left us, I should say, it was like, what was it, 2 months? Like 2 months had passed, and our the cart that we had taken there was gone, as well as I'm drawing a blank on
Dog.
the young girl's
dog.
name.
The kid.
Oh, the dog was gone?
Dog was gone, along with our young,
Paulith, I think.
yes, Paulith. We got back to town. Everything had been sold. We decided to head out from there, but then we ended up getting tangled up in this insane web of this young part Breggle child that, well,
Billy.
Billy took us to a kind of a sunken town where the good friar reconsecrated kind of this old temple area, and we were fighting undead and haunts and ghosts and such. And that was where we came across the visage of this boy that turned out it was not really him. It was more of what would you say? It was a manifestation of the boy's dreams by some long sleeping part god.
Unlike some of the pipe dreams we've had occasionally.
Yes.
If only those could manifest.
Yeah, maybe not. These were not fun. They didn't do anything really.
Is the boy cursed?
It was the boy. Let's see. Silver was with us. Do you remember when we went up to that cottage with the wizard, right?
Oh,
Who was doing the
definitely.
experiments and stuff. It was dealing with that boy.
That makes
apparently
sense.
He was attempting to separate out pieces of the of a person or whatever, and his experiment went awry, and his cottage. Well, he had his bones. Remember, his bones were in like the wash tub, and his
Burned into my memory.
yes, his flesh was
You found bones in a hot
floating
tub?
around in such.
I don't think we can forget this.
We
No.
all remember that.
There was bones in a hot tub? What'd you say?
It was bones.
The least bad part.
Yes, and his flesh was
Bones. Sorry, Thomas.
his flesh was scooting around in as some
Yes.
strange.
La 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 la.
It was horrifying.
I was there. I think this isn't news. I think you're just processing the trauma.
Yes.
This is
I was
shaping
gonna
up to
take
be
a
like a
drink of
really
my
nice
wine.
little like PSA or promo for, and you too could have wacky adventures like this in Dolmenwood.
As like Silver keeps talking, Topsy does like a flourish with her hands and just slowly slides over the equivalent of a hangover burger his way.
Oh.
But
It was real, Topsy. It really was real.
Right. Mm-hmm.
it's
As you
horrible.
say.
Terrifying.
I will.
But tell us, your what you witnessed must be far more incredible than what we have seen.
Oh, it's just fairy. It's nothing special really, but I'll tell you the short version because I believe I could use your help. That's why I've come. Not to disrupt this idyllic world you've built for yourself, but I'll get to it. So the prince was mad, and like any good madman, he was mercurial, and I was able to lead him along with a bit of clever wordplay for so long until I felt that it was clear that he was no longer interested in Dolmenwood. He had become somewhat distracted and fixated on other things in our realm, and frankly, he got bored. And I sensed the time to slip away. But in my travels with him, I saw the influence of corruption and fairy. It's gotten worse since I've been there. The Naglord is spreading. And so I slipped out with hopes of maybe discovering some artifacts, weapons from the time of the Cold Prince, maybe something I could use to pry out some of that corruption. I won't lie, I took a companion with me to Hoarblight Keep, and it did not go very well, and hence my most recent dings and scrapes and scratches, and I realized I need support, and I thought I might track you down. I did not know what became of you in the time period, because as you know, the time changes so rapidly here. But I'm looking for help. I'd like to assail the keep, see what we can find, and maybe find an artifact or a tool or weapon, or even just clue information, anything from the old days, from before the Naglord really had his tendrils out.
Did you say assail the keep?
Well, I just said that to sound poetic. To go into it and
That's
explore
good.
it.
No, better.
Did you know we actually saw the Naglord?
Yeah,
Really?
Well, not really him.
Okay.
illusion him.
It was
Oh, okay.
it was part of the dream monster. We have a hunter with us now, other than Lillibeth. I can't remember her name because she's not important to me in that facet. But she was like so terrified of this guy, but he looked like a pretty distinguished gentleman. He had like a whole glass of wine and everything.
So
I look at the others to make sure this is accurate, and he's not just Topsy, woman, male, man. What's Topsy?
Female.
Okay, I'm just sure that Topsy's not just like making shit up.
So I think at this
Is-
point I will add some information that Silver has, and with Topsy's revelation of that they saw, quote unquote, a nightmare that was birthed from that beast that looked like what they have been led to believe is the Naglord. There's some things here. So
Yeah.
during Silver's time with the corrupted prince who was 7, a few things that you have concluded. One would be that the Naglord definitely is not of fairy origin. I think that has been speculated about before, but there is.
Yeah.
He's so new in the context of the life of a fae or a fairy that it is an infant threat to your people. In the context of Dolmenwood, he's only been here about 400 years. But
Right.
You also know that it seems that he's starting to spread his influence not only into, it seems like maybe he's carved out a little piece of your world in Lamprack, but his tendrils are really affixed to the northern area of the Dolmenwood. And he is currently calling minions to his court of chaos that is in very far north of the Dolmenwood. And his influence is spreading. And he's got minions that he has sent out into the Dolmenwood to try to find and corrupt allies to bring to his court. Among his most powerful allies are this, and you saw them when you were in the barrow together. right before you lost track of Silver, is that there are Breggles that he has corrupted, known as Crookhorns, and there are at least 2 that sort of serve as his like generals, and they're mustering forces in the north. Captain Snarkscorn and Baron Fragglehorn. So his infiltration of the land of Fairy is sort of a new thing, but it is a sign that his strength is growing, that you've never seen this being in your world before. And the characters have several experiences with things that can only be attributed to the Naglord. Your experiences in Dreg, and all the way up to your most recent experience with these 2 ogre mages that seem to be minions of the Naglord. And I think when you hear that Topsy shares that they saw the Naglord, it maybe becomes clear to you that that beast that can take nightmares and make them real, maybe the ogres were trying to almost create like a second Naglord, or bring forth a clone of him to become real. I mean, they could spread even more chaos if there was a second of this entity. And so, just to give some conclusion to like, we talked a lot about what were they doing there? What were they trying to do? They were using the boy who had a heightened, his mind was already tortured from his uncle and had been experimented upon. He was a good vessel for trying to incubate that fear and that terror that could birth something like the Naglord. So
Yeah, I imagine me kind of like speculating that out, and like Topsy sharing and me sharing, and just kind of like seems it's more urgent than I even thought. I'm a fairly young elf, very young fairy, only 117. So for me, I'm quicker to take action than a lot of my compatriots. So I think, it's been a struggle to get the message out, and obviously now too late. My own court is corrupted. I hate to see any more, and especially what's happening here in Dolmenwood. In my brief time, I've come to appreciate the oddities of this strange land. So I guess I ask you, will you attend me to this keep on the chance that we could find something useful?
Now, Hoarblight Keep was the was the Cold Prince's old place. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
I, for one, am ready to go and do something. And this sounds like a something that's going to help with everything that we've been dealing with. So,
Well, young man, it
What-
seems that that's like what Thomas keeps mentioning too. So sure, why not?
How old is Topsy? Does anyone know? Does Topsy know?
ancient.
Yeah, he's like
It's-
6,000 years old.
It's like 730 something.
Topsy has had so many kittens.
Yeah.
There's so many litters of kittens. Right.
She,
Speculate if you want.
I was really hoping it was like 6, but that's okay. I'll take 600. Forgot Grimalkin or Fairy too.
so, and that makes you sort of an infant, I would imagine, in Topsy's eyes.
Like I said, I'm young, youthful, and full of vim and vigor, and I'm barely hit 100.
He's a little kid in his own right. They grow up so fast.
Silver, it would be an honor to travel with you once more.
Yes. Whatever you ask, we will be there for you. Of course.
Well, I appreciate it, and maybe this could be quick and easy. Maybe we'll find something, and I can bring it back to my people, and you can go back to this. I look around and whatever the heck. I guess like this. You're in like a castle, right? Like you're in this nice castle, and you come back to this simple life you all richly deserve.
Well,
gonna-
I wish I could share your optimism, but I've never known anything like this to be quick and easy.
I guess again, relative.
Correct.
Be like a 5-year expedition. That's a drop in the bucket.
So
Now,
ahead.
I'm trying to figure out here. Okay, you've got the Cold Prince, who has been messing around in Dolmenwood for thousands of years, right? More or
Yes.
less. The Naglord is new. Have we come across any information, or is there known information? Are these two simpatico, or are they enemies
No.
of one another?
You have no reason to even think that the Cold Prince and the Naglord, like the Cold Prince, may not even be aware of the Naglord.
Yeah.
Probably the thought process here is, like you've heard that the Cold Prince like is always looking for a way to like come back or get his fingers back in the Dolmenwood, but there isn't really an indication that there's like super threat of that. You've got, I don't know, like there was a weird winter day that you had some time ago, and that could just be weird weather. You don't know. But probably the thinking with the Hoarblight Keep is, that the Cold Prince is not there because he is banished from Dolmenwood as a result of the Ring of Chell. So rosy thinking would be there's this big keep somewhere in the it's treacherous and dangerous maybe to get there, but there could be all sorts of treasures and things left over. It's not charted where the Hoarblight Keep is. You all just have an indication of where it is because you used the one of the stones to divine its general location. You have kind of an idea of where it is.
Okay. And like
and just to be explicit too, Thomas, like the ask I have is not let's solve like any kind of connection. It's really just there's probably some good shit in there that is like ancient, powerful weaponry that I feel like had to been left behind.
Sure. And where I'm thinking is that because the Naglord is a little more Dolmenwood centric, right? I mean, he's like
Right.
he's here. He's not fairy. He's kind of something else, or maybe he is fairy, but he hasn't been banished. Cold Prince has been banished, but the terrestrial threat is the Naglord, not the Cold Prince, right?
Yeah, and then from my perspective, the prince that I served in his court or their court has been corrupted, and so I'm seeing we move slow over in Fairy, but I see what's happening, and I think it's a threat to everything.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if the Naglord is on the move, but I mean, I'm trying to think that I mean, if you have two titans that don't necessarily get along, and we can't take either of them, perhaps one of them, I mean, the Cold Prince could take the Naglord out, but
Certainly. Well, I mean, it's an interesting thought, but I will say with the Cold Prince is he's a very, very old fairy. He even makes Topsy seem childish, youthful. And when our people get to be a certain age, they move slow. 100 years is nothing. This Naglord is fresh and is clearly moving quickly. And my worry is that the Naglord is the immediate threat to your people. And I'm worried that even someone like the Cold Prince, if we were to be an ally with the Cold Prince, that he would be too slow. I think we have to move and do something, or find allies who are, as you would say, terrestrial.
Excellent. All right. Well, are you looking at taking off in the morning?
I'm ready to go as soon as you are, but I could definitely use a night to rest, kick off some of this scuff and mud, maybe take a bath.
Baths here are excellent.
So, with the quest or the goal sort of in mind, I think it makes sense that you would take the rest of this day to, get rations, get supplies, get those things that you're going to need to head out into the wood. I've intentionally obscured the map to make it more true Hexcrawly feel, maybe, for you all, although the audience will still see the full map here. If you remember what had been revealed previously, you know that Hoarblight Keep is north of you, probably some
It's like 3 hexes or something like that, I think.
Yeah. Let me just see. We will say 6, 12, 24.
And we know the exact hex it's in, right?
Well, you did.
Not like
I've hidden it now.
Sure, but I mean that was what the stones gave us, like a pinpoint in our map, right? Or is it more of a direction?
Yeah, I revealed the hex as to give you an indication. So you know that it is some like 30 miles roughly to the north of where you are, and it's you remember seeing it. You remember seeing it on a very large lake, on a cliff overlooking that lake. And I think the scene had like maybe a dusting of snow that kind of like over everything. So you know that to be sort of the direction.
And has the party, because I missed all the sessions, right? Have they ever gone into that area? Like gone to Hoarblight? Okay, so it's totally, we have not. Okay, cool.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Uncharted territory.
The group has rarely left the road, so this would be like the first true foray into the woods.
Only took a year.
Yeah,
Found a farm with singing animals. We found a cottage that had apple treats. It was great.
I think the only time we really weren't on a road was when the first session, when we took the boats up and then trekked up and found a road.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the bridge. So
okay. So we have supplies and stuff. It sounds like y'all bought a bunch of stuff from like Shantywood, or had her bring you things.
Prior to the game, there was some stuff in the chat about what supplies would you want, metagame speak. We knew that we were doing this adventure, and so they bought rations and torches and all that kind of stuff. So that is what this day would account for. You're getting all your supplies together.
Got it.
Yes, all of that was out there, but nothing about the surprise return of 1 silver.
Yes. Some things were a surprise.
Yes.
Is there anything special other than gathering supplies that would any of you would be doing or wanting to do?
Did we ever pick up the Moonblade?
I have that.
Cool.
I guess would be a part of the stuff I bought. I go to the friar and say, "Oh, hey, holy man, how you doing?"
Is this another? What are you blackmailing me for now?
Oh, no, nothing. It seems that we're going to go into some very dangerous spots out in the woods, and I can see how much you care and love for the finer things in life. So I thought, well, first of all, here, have this bagel. It presents a bagel. There you go.
Of course, I want a bagel, but
just listen. I'm a pretty swell gal, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Like the most valued, like the most valued member you could ever have in your group, better than your brother who you forced into my room to get married. Right?
Yeah. Is this part of the?
No, it's fine. I have a gift for you.
For me? Oh.
Yep.
Is it a dead rat? I don't.
No, that was the sparrow I left at your doorstep last week, but that's besides the point.
That was you. I knew it.
And like from like her back pocket, she produces like this very nice gold chain and some sort of amulet, and then it starts twirling around her finger. I mean, something like this could be like very good for those of the cloth. At least that's what the guy who sold it to me said.
I'll be right back, Alex.
Oh,
What is it?
Just the holy. Don't do that with that holy symbol. Just hold it.
Hey, in my eyes, it's just a necklace, but to you, it's something special. Am I right?
Yes.
You want to look at it?
Respect, please.
Okay. And like she slides it into your hand.
Thank you.
I spent 100. I spent 100 gold on that.
Really?
It is considered a gold holy symbol.
Oh, mechanically, this gives me +1 to.
+1 to your
undead
and number undead you can turn. This is really good. At least that's what the man said.
What man?
I don't know. He was wearing robes. He's somewhat bald.
There's just like a shady, like holy symbol dealer with a trench coat that opens
What
up.
you buying?
What are you buying?
He's gonna buy. Oh yeah, it's real gold. Well, I'm not obvious. Yes, I
Listen,
do not.
I see it in the group. No one says thank you for anything you do. So there you go.
It's not. I don't do it for
Oh,
the
it's okay.
thanks.
You don't have to be so modest. It's okay. It's fine. Just that's it.
Oh well. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will
Well,
do my
so-
best to keep you alive, and through the one true God, we will do our part together. Thank
Right.
you.
If you need anything else, you know where to find me. I'm just next door in my room where you snuck into my room and had a marriage. Remember that. It's like, well,
It makes it
You're
sound
not
so
gonna-
much worse. You stuck into my room and had a marriage. Okay, so a little snapshot of interaction between Topsy and Friar. Other things that the group anybody wants to do as you're preparing for your expedition?
Do we have any scrolls? Magic scrolls?
I think one
Do we know what it is?
you just discovered was a lightning bolt.
Ooh, can I have it?
I think you're the only one that can.
Okay, cool. I will take that scroll of lightning bolt.
I believe Thomas has a scroll of knock, potentially. Also, I think I saw on a sheet.
Can you read scrolls as a minstrel?
He cannot, but you can.
Not
I
yet.
believe.
Okay. I can read them, and I'm able to activate them. So if you want to give me some scrolls, I'll just take the night to study them.
Both of them to you.
So bolt, lightning bolt, and knock.
Correct.
Okay, great.
I think at 6th level I can do scrolls or something like that, but I am not there.
I will move those over. Let's see. Lightning bolt. And knock. All right. Other things.
After you kind of doing that snapshot of kind of what we saw, maybe I would tell the group maybe it might be wise to kind of grab some warm weather clothes just in case. A little chilly.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would like a new cloak. I guess I probably had a cloak from the prince. I have a nice cloak. Never mind. I'm all kitted
So,
out from the prince.
Warm weather gear. Some of you have warm weather gear. But those of you who don't,
Oh, apparently I have it. Sorry, unless you put it on right now.
I mean, I don't think I have warm weather gear, but I also
I
have.
will make sure
fur.
that I'm
Oh,
gonna
I do.
go.
I do have warm weather clothes. Never mind.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, it's cold. That's warm weather. I need cold weather clothes.
oh, you're right. It's warm weather clothes. So cold weather clothes. Yeah,
That's really
probably
funny.
better. Cold weather clothes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch me get in there. It's like 116 degrees inside. Still with the thermostat up.
sorry, 1 second. There's so many versions of the player's guide now.
Silver.
Let's see. A winter cloak is 2 gold.
I will purchase. I'll go wherever I go, and I'll get it for the whole party.
Silver upon his brow has a new hairstyle.
The prince, mercurial, he made us all cut our hair.
That's almost like sacrilegious.
I was
You don't
hoping
like-
for a ponytail.
Got a little rat tail in the back,
It's
Like-
kind of
like a Anakin.
I like, yeah, but or what's an Anakin? But I
Dark Lord from my past.
Oh, he was the
oh,
chosen one.
You cut your hair just in
you
time
both
for
know
winter.
about this Anakin?
Drop it. It's an old fairy trick.
Okay. Well, I like your short hair because it's short. I don't feel
Thank
so.
you. Well, our twins now.
Little.
Other things that the group needs to take care of before the next day turns over?
Packed and ready to go. I have been packed and ready to go for days now.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. So, you all very much enjoy being in your snug beds, knowing that it may be the last time that you see such comforts for quite some time. And the day turns over to the 27th of Reed Rhyme, and take a look out the window of the tower, and you can see kind of a foggy fall day. Remember, we're in autumn. But weather seems, typical. Probably maybe mid 50-degree weather in the morning. It'll warm up a little bit as the day goes on. You gather up your things and your supplies, and you make the trek down the staircase that switches back from the rise down to the courtyard and where the barracks and the mess hall and some of the more militaristic trappings of Castle Everdusk is. And you exit out the front gates and make your way to the main road that leads north to Hoarblight and south down to the lands of High Hankle and such. What would you like your course of travel to be?
I do have one question, Alex. The other
Oh,
hunter.
that's a good question. I don't remember. We made a decision about Kezi last time, but I don't remember what it was.
We asked her to stay. And she said she would as long as we paid her. So we have to decide if we're going to pay her to come along.
I'll tell you what. I will, if I could, I will negotiate with her for 5 gold pieces a day for 40 days,
Okay.
paid in advance. And what I will do is I will give her one of those 200 gold piece gems as payment if she's willing to come with us.
Make a roll me 2d6.
That is a 10.
She accepts your offer. Let me just make a note. So that was 40 days.
40 days.
40
And
minutes.
I will just hand her one of those wonderful blue gems.
All right, I will remove that. So she will be count towards one of your retainers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there were 2 there, weren't there?
Of the gems?
Yeah,
There was 2 or 3, I think. Let's see.
I accidentally deleted it. I saw 2.
On my sheet, I have blue gemstones worth 200 gold pieces each, and there's number 3. They're down in the treasure and down at the
Gotcha.
bottom.
Done and done.
Okay.
So she is eager to get on the adventure. This is a very handsome prospect that you have put forward. So you've got Kezi with. So, as far as this road, and you've been on it before, you at least the stretch between here and running north to Hoarblight. Maybe I will. I try not to do this too much, but I'd probably step in and say, Sir Geoffrey may ask you to head along the road, head north to Hoarblight. He wants to maybe take a look at this piece of land that he's inherited, since it's along the way anyway. So if you're good with that, basically the travel rules here. You travel faster, obviously, while you're on a road. If you're on a road, you could travel 2 hexes a day. Once you get into the woods, it's essentially going to be a hex per day, just because it is very overgrown forest. You got to kind of either meander a bit. It's not necessarily a direct route in the direction that you want, or you have to hack and slash kind of your way through some roughage. And remember that if you ever want to do a deep dive on a hex, you can spend a day to search that hex for secrets and things that aren't clearly observable as you pass through it.
Which I would make the suggestion that as we go, that's just kind of what we do. Let's just do a full hex crawl on the way up until we find the place.
So on day 1, and each normal travel is 8 hours of travel with rest interspersed between that. So probably for like every 2 hours that you're traveling, you'll take a break and take an hour to get water, get food, that kind of thing. So a day of travel is really 12 hours of a full before you start making your camp and everything like that. So you're making your way through this rolling fog. It's a little bit ominous. It clings to the road. You're happy to have the road because of the visibility issues that you're encountering. And you get to Hoarblight. You probably see the captain who assisted you with dealing with the ogre mages, and she, exchange some pleasantries and such as you pass through. And eventually, Geoffrey's got he's got some like tools and like a kind of rough map that kind of suggests like this is like the area or the terrain that has been bequeathed to you. And so you do some navigating, and eventually you find this really old, overgrown road that does indeed wind off of the main road into the woods. And you're pulling away like tree branches and having to climb over fallen logs and such. And eventually it makes your way to this old, ancient watchtower that is completely ruined and fallen in. The door, if there ever had been one, has been completely rotted away and is just like an open archway into the interior of this tower that is all just brick and such that is completely collapsed and fallen in. There's maybe like an old well some distance away from the tower. There's nothing here that is usable in terms of infrastructure. It would have to be completely cleared out and leveled in order for a building or anything to be built here. And so the gold coins that it would cost to do this are tallying up, and Geoffrey's probably doing some math and maybe has some hopes that you're going to find something of value up there at Hoarblight Keep. Probably the time that it takes you to get to this point here would be about 6 hours. So you could continue on and journey 6 more hours from this point if you would like, but the visibility is rather rough today.
Is the tower intact enough that we could like camp inside it and have like protection from wind, or is it like totally just blown out?
There's a little bit of a wall there, so like if you were concerned about wind and such, like it could provide some shelter. You could set up your camp here and use it as sort of a makeshift. It gives you something. It's not cozy or anything like that, but it gives you something of a fortification.
Well, since we're already here, and I mean it's so nice. We could see what's around it. Make camp here. Maybe there's something that we don't see yet. I mean, this is a land of infinite possibilities. This is a very nice spot, Geoffrey. Congratulations on your knighthood ship.
We have a little pat to Topsy.
Watch it, young man.
I'm good with making kind of a base camp here.
We could scout a little bit before we like settle down, and we've got to do all of the getting wood and getting water and all that other fun stuff. But yeah,
Up the property line, see where his land actually reaches.
he might appreciate that. Might be good too. Set a stake in the ground.
So you're going to spend kind of that extra time not making progress north to kind of check out in and around his property and such. We will say that the land is, I don't know, what is maybe 10 acres? Is that like a unreasonable amount of expanse to have given a knight? I don't know. We'll go with that for now. On the northern side of what has been bequeathed to him, you will find that there's like a cavern. It looks like not quite as big as where like the redwood had been uprooted that contained that beast that you dealt with a couple sessions ago, but it kind of looks like that, almost like the earth had been pulled up. It's not like, doesn't look like a natural cave entrance. It looks like something had wrested the land from itself and created this opening that burrows down into the earth.
Oh, lovely.
And so there is something there. Looks like a cavern. You peer in there, all earthy with like roots and such. You know, it's not really like rocky cavern. It's like soil and dirt, and looks like a burrow. Like there might be something on this property that's going to have to be dealt with.
Any signs of large burrow rodents, perhaps?
Looking for some rats. You could certainly find
Or burrow creatures of the large variety.
like, is there something in particular you're looking for? Like a
Large
possum
rodent.
or something?
That's all I care.
Possums and badgers, sure.
Beavers, even.
Well, wasn't there fairly close to here, or at least in the general area, or at least the same area, those large creature bones or whatever that we had seen. They were like large.
The worms?
No, it was like there was like a clearing, and there were
Oh yeah,
trees were kind of toppled, and you had like a large bear bones and a large boar, and
I think that's where you saw the image.
That's where you
of
saw Billy
Malboy.
first.
Yeah.
yes. So it could be that there's just huge animals in the area, somewhat. So, yeah.
So the implication here is if at some point there wants to be some construction or some building, you might have to deal with whatever this is. It's not immediate threat to you as you're camping, but there's definitely something here that you'd want to take care of before you started laying down foundation and building things.
Alex, are you immediately trying to distract us like the second we leave? Like, we're just going to go on this quest hunting this giant badger.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, that's how this game works.
I mean, giant bat. That's a hefty meal in itself.
I'm just trying to give you the full Suikoden effect. Like, you want to build a stronghold, you're gonna have to do like all. There's a checklist
You
of
have to
things
do
you
the
gotta
work.
do. Yep.
I'm in. Let's just do that.
Oh, well, I mean, you have a need. I mean, do you feel time pressure? I don't even know what time pressure feels like to you, Silver.
Well, I mean, like I said, you have to get on the mindset of something like the Nag Lord, right? And I think the time pressure is pretty rapid, relatively speaking. So certainly happy to help Sir Geoffrey tend to his land, but I think first we have to carry on. Maybe more, we just keep an eye out when we camp tonight for a giant burrowing rat. Not a good eye, like a watchful eye.
Oh, we can do both.
And just to be thorough, Alex, this ruined tower seems that the ruin is above ground, going around and checking the base for like loose flagstones or anything for secret entrance to some lower level or whatever.
Yeah.
I think would be wanted.
You're level 3.
Am I third level? Just double check that. Yes.
Roll me a d20.
Ew.
Casey would call this a fateful d20.
13 on the die.
13. Okay. You do not necessarily right inside the tower itself, but some paces away, you find it's like a circular stone disc that is moss covered and has been like overgrown, and you kind of pull all of that away, and you find that is like a seal or a lid to a cellar that is like separate from the tower itself. Then you open that up, and there's like a rusty looking ladder that leads down into a cellar.
I let everyone know what I have found.
Rusty celery, you say?
Oh, rusty ladder, at least.
I mean, probably everything down there is also rusty if there's metal. I mean, you brought it up to the table now. I mean, I'm intrigued. You want to go down there? Because I want to go down there.
I'm gonna roll some dice here in a second.
I believe that. I mean, I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Might be wise before we sleep here. There's something, we've had some experience of things bubbling up to get us.
I mean, we
Yes.
gotta know what the gracious Lord Ramius gave to our good friend Geoffrey. Free, without any incidents, and a very respected knight in his knighthood.
I'm imagining sure Joffrey's sort of like marching around, like acting very like knowledgeable about his land and like walking the perimeter and trying to like get a stake at handle, like look like he knows he's doing.
I could put a garden here. You know.
Every
Wonder
now
if
and
he's
then he
thinking
stares
about-
off wistfully.
Roll me a d4.
Me?
Yeah,
How many
A-
giant badgers come out?
A4.
4.
Oh, well, a lot of giant badgers.
It'd be a great day.
4 groups of giant badgers.
Okay. So
Diseased, sick.
it's kind of like a quasi armory / storage. So there's a lot of like rotten food and stuff in crates and things like that. But there's also like a number of shields that have been piled up in a corner and a couple of weapons racks. Most of the stuff down here looks sort of ruined or rusted and hasn't really kept up well given the elements. But there is a spear that you find that is not rusted and seems to be of fine quality. This is a +1 spear.
Ooh. Can I use a spear? That I don't know.
I know that I can.
I cannot. So in checking that, I mean, I'll bring that up. I'll let everyone know what was down there. That you know, perhaps with a little bit of work on some of these other weapons, they could be refurbished. But I will hand the spear to Lillibeth. Say it's a fine weapon.
It looks great. I'm gonna go and look over at Silver. Silver, you've got your sword. Do you feel like you have what you need?
Oh yes. Well, this and I'm still slurring, of course. Like this Alfheim is the best sword I've ever had.
You can keep telling
Topsy?
yourself that it's what?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been
Keep
able to
scolding him.
drink. When is he doing it?
No, I'm just. What were you trying to ask me? What was the question?
Well, the question was: do you have everything that you need, and can you use this, or do you?
I
just don't
mean,
need it?
how hard is to use a little pointy bit on a stick? Anyone can use that. I don't know why Thomas is complaining about it. It's easy enough
Yeah.
to use.
Well, I have a really nice sword,
hmm
and I have my bow and arrows. So maybe you might want to use this.
I mean,
Just-
I know how to use a magical pointy stick. It's easy
Okay.
enough. You just stick them with the pointy bit. It's that easy.
Well, I would imagine in all of your wisdom, you know exactly which end to point in what direction. So here you go. So I'm
Well,
going to
yeah,
actually give it.
Sure. I mean, it's like Grimalkin are proficient with all weapons and armor. I don't know why. I just know.
Because they're magic.
You're 600 years old, Topsy.
700, mind you.
Oh, you
730.
barely look over 600.
Thank you.
Not that
Surely
in litter
he's-
years.
So I imagine also the other piece that's probably happening is Friar doing some foraging.
You know it. There we go. A 5. I do not believe I found anything.
Okay. So you will all go ahead and mark off a use of a ration. If you should all be able to do this on your character sheet in Foundry. There's just like a bunch of little boxes underneath where your rations are. You can just like click one of those and it'll deduct it.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are we doing individual rations, or do we have like a cart or anything like that? I guess individual.
Individual, no cart.
Got it.
And Apu's got monkey biscuits. So one for him too, I guess.
I
Oh,
love
did
the
I-
ration clicking. That's amazing.
Did I find any rodents or no?
Yes.
Okie
All right. So, we will say for the sake of today that you are able to find enough old firewood down in that cellar as well that's dry and stable, so you don't have to really go out seeking firewood and such. And once you're done with this, you would have maybe 2 hours worth of firewood that you could pack with you. Each of you take a log or something just in case you need a little little reserve in case you can't find any later. So you'll all get a nice good rest here on the 27th of Read Rhyme. Any discussion or anything that your group is having as you close out the night? Otherwise, we will flip forward to the morning of Read Rhyme on the 28th of Read Rhyme. It is a clear, chilly day. The fog has moved out, but it brings with it kind of like a cooler autumn day, so probably more like high 40s, probably going to be about 50-degree high for today. But as far as traveling and such, it's not bad weather for that.
You would see the Friar would be in a very chipper mood today. He's going around just, good morning. How's everyone doing?
Wonderful. I slept like a log. I didn't even have any dreams. How about you?
Oh, no dreams. It was great. I'm just thankful we're all here. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You seem to be in
get
a
going.
chipper mood, Friar.
Oh, I guess. Oh, I'm always. Hello, Tops. Oh, it's so good to see you. Good morning.
What sort of mushroom did you find in your foraging last night?
Oh, I wish I would still be asleep. Or maybe I'd be still awake. Either way.
I think this is the most active I've ever seen you in any morning circumstance.
Well, today's a special day.
And why
Whoa.
is that?
It's his birthday, isn't it? Happy birthday, Friar.
You know. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Oh.
Well, I mean,
Feels
this
so
is a very
thoughtful.
this is a very special occasion. So I guess, I mean, I think we're now obligated to all sing him a happy birthday song.
I
Yes.
agree. Thomas, you can start and lead us.
I pull out my flute and
You don't have. Okay. Sure.
All right,
I-
every-
and I bust into flute music for whatever the happy birthday.
come on, Kezi, you gotta get on it too. You can't just sit on the sidelines. All right, everybody, on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Me.
Happy birthday to you.
Are we gonna get
Me.
sued for singing this?
Probably.
Happy
we might.
birthday, dear Friar Stephen Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. How old are you?
It's a very good question.
Well, it's part of the song, so you know you don't question the song.
How old are you?
How old are you? You really seem like an old man.
It's the voice. I'm gonna say I don't know. That's a good question that I probably have never thought of. He's 22. No,
I bet you could roll
42.
some dice and you'll get an answer.
Yes.
He is 87.
yeah, that would not be good. We're gonna say he is late 40s. That'll be fair because he's walking around, right?
Yeah.
Late 40s. He is 48. is but
That's
who's
okay.
counting? Oh, that's so nice. I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh, he's gonna give everyone hugs. Thank you so much.
We all
I
knew,
do-
of course.
I do want
Well-
you to know that you just kind of helped set Sir Joffrey's age too. You know,
Uh-huh.
That's right.
our
you're
50-year-old
younger.
knight that is now with us.
Oh, is he 2 years
no.
older?
No,
Is
he's
that
younger.
canon?
He's,
Do we know
he's
that?
younger
Oh,
brother.
Oh, he's younger. Okay.
Yeah.
He's 2 years younger.
All right.
10
So
years
now,
younger.
now that it's his birthday, everyone give him a gift. It's only
Oh.
common tradition. We
That's
have
right.
to give him something.
I like this.
Did you gave you a gift early, didn't you, Topsy?
No,
Oh, yeah.
this one doesn't count.
It doesn't.
Sorry.
Are you
Nope,
sure?
Need another one.
I
from you.
could've-
It's tradition.
I could
I'm
have.
really thankful for this, the way you're swinging it around and such. But it is tradition. You don't want to make me sad on my birthday.
I'm gonna give you one of the blue gems. It's the only thing I have on my character sheet.
Thank you so
Um,
much. Wow, this
Oh.
is beautiful.
I'm dropping
Oh,
it
It,
too.
it would mean so much more if you held on to it for me.
I thought you were gonna say it would mean so much more if we all didn't have 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. No.
I give you the mushroom that I still have that I had grabbed from Phrygia.
Oh.
Oh, I'm feeling decidedly apple.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to give you Apu.
Remember-
I'm asking Apu, can you
This
dig
thing-
around in my backpack? I know I've got a gemstone in there someplace. This one.
Remember, those mushrooms from Phrygia do weird things.
Yes.
So make sure.
Oh yeah, I've got
you're-
purple skin, don't I?
Yeah,
I
Sure you're-
forgot. I'm permanently purple.
you're purple skinned and drunk.
That's
I
right.
remember you.
I remember now. Thank you very much.
Well, I was kind of saving as I was kind of going to say this as a surprise for when we get to the keep, but I guess you want a bagel? Or would you like a smoked sausage? Wait, what's your favorite
Oh.
food you have on your
I would
birthday?
love a smoked
Kind of-
sausage.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Thank you
smoked
so
sausage.
much. Oh, that is so nice. This is what I've always wanted. Again, he's like very proficient wielding this smoked sausage. I'm hoping it's linked, so then he could just put it on. Hopefully, he gets a linked smoked sausage where he just puts it on his shoulder. This is amazing.
Kezi will hand you a little wooden ornament that she has been whittling. It is a owl.
Oh,
Happy
Hmm.
birthday,
And-
good
oh.
friar.
thank you so much. You did this for me. Wow.
I
With me
did
in
not
mind.
know
Why-
it was your birthday,
Oh,
but this is a hobby of mine and
Yeah,
something I've been
this
working
is-
on, and it seems that
This is
I hope
beautiful.
you will be able to enjoy it.
I will. I will hold on to this. I really appreciate it. Tell me,
Yes.
when you see this owl, what do you think when you see this owl, right? There must be a story behind it. And how does that compare to me and for my birthday? I would love a little story about this owl.
There
there.
is no story about it. It is merely a woodland creature. Some associate them with
Yes.
the Droon, I suppose, but for me, it is.
Oh.
And owls are often associated with wisdom. Yes.
You think I'm wise, especially for my birthday?
Yes.
There is no hidden meaning behind this gift. It is merely an owl figure that I thought
This
would be fun to
is-
carve.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Everyone? Anyone else?
Well, Friar, your real present is I wrote you a poem. And so I will hand you a little poem that I just quickly scratched out, like while everyone was giving you actual gifts. There you go.
Yes.
Have
There once, was
Apu
a,
found anything?
there once was a friar from Nantucket.
It goes very well with the sausage links.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
So, as everybody awkwardly scrambles to present gifts to the friar for the birthday that they did not know was coming today, you all are going to start to head out into the wilderness. So, would you like to tell me your course of travel that you'd like to pursue today?
North it is, right?
I think north.
Mm-hmm.
Heading north. Okay.
I mean, I guess we could. Do we want to stay along the road a little longer? It kind of veers out.
Going west, so
Sorry, I am switching my mic because I have a bad feeling that was not working out.
Okay. But anyway, so the road kind of, if you look at the map, the road goes a little bit west, right? Do we want to depart the road at this point and just go due north, or do we want to go around, like follow the road a little bit longer?
Oh.
Alex, could you share me the map? I can't, well, or at least access to the token. I can't see it.
You are not to see the map.
Well, I don't see anything. I just see black screen.
You should not see anything.
Okay.
He doesn't see the token? Should we not see the token?
You guys can see the token?
Yes.
you can
Should we not?
see the token.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, I mean, we haven't gone anywhere, so it's not a big deal. But like, I'm trying to
Yeah.
replicate the actual. If we were sitting around a table, you guys would not have a VTT showing you all this stuff, right?
Well, we only see the one little circle, like where the token is.
One hex and the token.
Yeah,
That's it.
like, yeah.
But you wouldn't even want that.
I
So
d- I
nothing's
don't
been
want-
spoiled.
Nothing has been spoiled. It's not a big deal, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying
fair
because
enough.
I don't see a token at all. That's why I'm just saying it.
Well, then I will not assume. So, Alex, does the road continue north, or does it veer off to the west? Northwest.
the road does veer off to the west and would lead to Coalstoke Keep, which is probably a direction you do not want to go. That is where Madame Shantywood's rival, the
Ooh.
person that she wants to assassinate, is. So, if you wish
Then we
to
go north.
continue, yeah, probably you want to go north.
So at this point, we are leaving the road. We're going off into the woods. So just a reminder that strange things happen in the woods. So everyone keep an open, watchful eye.
I always do.
Good.
All right, and so you all cannot see anything now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct.
Good, good. So you spend some time, you take your way off of the road and start meandering through the wood. Lillibeth, roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
Okay, hang on just a sec.
And Kezi's MO here is to work in tandem with Lillibeth. So
It's a 4, Alex.
It is a 4.
Yes. And yes, Kezzy and I are working in tandem.
Okay. 1 second. Something is happening.
So, Silver, you're a courtly man. You have any good court stories?
Oh, well, I was served in the court of the prince who was 7, I suppose. But back then, he...
Sorry, just I need to. Lillibeth, roll me a d20. Oh, I'm sorry, not a d20. 3d6 is what you want to roll.
3d6?
Yep.
Okay, hang on just a second. 6.
6. Okay. 0509. So as you are traveling north, the terrain where you are finding yourself as you're moving through the woods, it's sort of hilly, and so you're, trees kind of rise up and are growing out of the incline of these like kind of grassy mounds or mossy mounds, and it's like I said, it's not a straight trek north. You're generally trying to go north, but moving around and navigating through some of this terrain. At some point, as you are moving here, I said it was like clear and chilly, but it starts to get there's a drastic rise in the temperature, and you see a lot of condensation, like almost like the leaves and the foliage is sweating, and the temperature rises, and feels like an 80-degree day once you pass through. It's almost like you passed right through like this veil of weird weather.
It's like a hot flash.
I already don't like this.
Taking off my winter cloak and just trying to get as much air as possible inside of my leathers.
There's like beams of sunlight that streak down through the trees up above, and you start to move into kind of a clearing where there's all sorts of like brightly colored flowers and bees buzzing, butterflies flying about. The grass is a little bit more vibrant and green here than the kind of waning colors of autumn from where you have been coming from. And up ahead, maybe across from this clearing, you see some iron owls hanging from the trees. These ornaments.
That looks clear.
You know, Cassie does say that the wooden owl she carved for your birthday was just because, but I don't think so. Is this like a special birthday surprise she made for her in the night?
She's looking at the owl ornaments and she's just shaking her head no. And she just has like a look of terror on her face. She says, Droon.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well,
So,
Friar, go ahead, Lillibeth.
well, let's just kind of skirt around this and don't go and touch any stones you might find. Maybe we'll be lucky and it will be someone we know.
What do you think, Friar? I mean, it is your birthday after all. Do you want to go frolicking through the Droon meadow? I mean, look how beautiful it looks. So nice and pretty. The
is.
butterflies are flying everywhere. The bees are buzzing.
It is beautiful, and I think maybe we should respect it and skirt around. Although I would love to walk through it. I know. Sorry, don't be disappointed. If you want, you don't have to use me to walk through it if you want to meet a Droon.
I mean, it is your birthday, and it'd be so rude to on your birthday completely ignore what you want to do on your birthday. What day is it today?
It's my birthday.
That's right.
That is right. Thank you.
So it'd be very inappropriate in this circumstance to do things like that. You know, frolic in the beautiful meadows, arms open to the world, and happy sunshine days.
You think we should do that?
What?
I mean, only if you want to on your birthday.
I would love to, but I just feel like
You gotta learn to greet the world with open arms and like just welcome it.
I mean,
Arms wide open.
what I wanted to do today was sit around and eat that mushroom, but it's not all about me, I guess. I want everyone else, you know.
You didn't do that for it. If you wanted to take it high in some shrooms, you could have done so, but you never said so.
Alex needs to go quickly find that table for the mushroom.
And if
Yeah, you want to do some mushrooms?
if you think about
Well,
it,
we could.
if you think about it, good Friar, what do you think the odds would be that you would die on your birthday?
Same as
Highly unlikely, right? That's your
Out
day
of
of
6.
birth. Yeah.
Well,
so I say we walk through the meadow.
Well, if you don't want to have that specific mushroom, I did pick up some pipeweed from the castle that we could use. Apparently, it's the Baron's favorite, the Lord's favorite.
Oh, yes, Lita, that would be lovely. I would love to have some pipeweed for my birthday.
We called it the special shag.
Huh? Okay, sure. That's nice.
Are we doing this right now?
No, Thomas, you would like to go through you would like to walk through it?
I would.
Okay.
I will allow it for my birthday.
Well, I
I'm
appreciate
kidding. I don't know. I don't. You don't. I didn't. I mean, I didn't expect anything. But it's so nice for you all to talk about my birthday. It makes me so happy.
I'm gonna walk behind a tree, and then from Grimalkin form, I'm gonna turn into a little cat, and I'm gonna go up to you and just give you little cat pouty eyes, like please.
That's unfair.
Go ahead. Be careful.
So the group is going to move forward through the clearing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Lillibeth
Well-
is actually just going to be ready, though, with not completely frolicking mood.
All right. So, in the manner that makes sense to your characters, you are moving forward and taking stock of this Summerfield glade, or clearing, and you make your way out there and feel the rays of the sun, and it takes you back to
That is
really
nice.
most of you that were prisoners. You know, it was summer, I guess, when you were making your way into the Dolmenwood, so it takes you back to kind of your travels to the wood. It feels nice. There's a floral scent in the air. The only thing that is spoiling it is seeing those ornaments in the trees. And as you're moving through, and like there's tree cover and such that kind of obscures parts of this clearing, but you're moving forward, and the clearing kind of bends a little bit, like it opens up more to your right. And as you're moving through the glade, you start to see that there are some stones that were obscured to you up until you started to move through the clearing, and you can see a number of stones. There's a number of dolmen stones that encircle a larger stone that rises up like a pillar out of the earth, one that's more prominent than the others that encircle it.
And these do look different than the other ones that we had seen. Yes.
They do. There are carvings upon them. You would have to draw closer to make out exactly what the carvings are and what they represent, but they have, you can see etchings, and the stones have been worked. And probably here, Silver starts to feel a little nauseous.
Yeah, I was already. Now it's extra bad. I'm so glad we decided to. I promise I'm not drunk, Topsy. I think there's something anti-fairy here.
Do you feel
will-
it too, Topsy?
I will scuttle behind like a conveniently placed log that's there and turn back into a Grimalkin. Nah, I think you're just drunk still.
Maybe.
Did
No,
you-
not maybe. I'm not drunk. I'm not drinking.
Well, I haven't seen you in the past 30 seconds.
I'm like nipping off with little. What if I was also drunk? Then it would be the perfect cover.
Well, if you're asking me if I'm feeling something, no, not yet. It's a little warm.
I'm
about
kind
it.
of nudge Topsy a little closer to the Dolmen stones.
Topsy, you're leading the way, trying to go towards the Dolmen Stones.
I'm just gonna see if Topsy gets sick.
I will follow. I definitely want to mark this on kind of my makeshift map to come back, but I'll go up. I might be able to read some of these etchings that are on the stones.
All right.
I'm going to hang back with Silver, A, because he's not feeling well, and B, because I don't trust any of this.
Yeah,
I'll probably kind of hang back too.
Topsy, you also are not feeling particularly well.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm starting to feel it. Oh, what? You're tapping. You did this.
No, you just
You're
probably
try-
have a bit.
You're trying
better
to put
tolerance.
something on me. Trying to mess with me, huh?
Oh no, Topsy. It's just we all have different sensitivities. You're stronger stuff than I am, I guess. But I think there's something in this that's repelling our kind. So Ed,
I don't
carry
like-
on the rest of you.
I don't like it. I'm gonna step back here for a moment. You can go, Thomas. This is your thing.
Well, I do know that there was
and Chris is drawing a blank on the name, but this could be one of the stones that there's like a ring around the area that was set up to repel the cold prince. I know.
The Chell? The Ring of Chell?
Yes, I believe that is correct.
Oh, yeah.
And these stones do not look like the others, so it could be that this is one of that ring.
It's going to be a pleasant experience, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we can move past. Give me a moment to let me go up and see if I can't read some of these etchings, see if I can't confirm that. But if you guys want to stay back, that would be warranted.
Fair enough.
So Thomas, you start to move forward to go and check out the stones.
Yeah, want to see if I can't read whatever, but
As you start to move forward, and this is a sensation that everybody will feel, is that the glade starts to get dark, and it almost feels like there's tree cover that almost like instantaneously kind of grows overhead. And as you're trying to move forward, like there's this weird sensation, this like kind of phantasmagoria kind of thing that happens, where all of a sudden you're back at the start of the clearing when you first started looking into this area. So like you're back in the woods. It just seamlessly, like it didn't really feel like a true blink and a teleportation back. It's just like you move forward and somehow your perspective changed and you're back at the clearing.
okay.
And all the group is there.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, that was definitely odd.
Do you feel like that was a vision, or do you feel like we were repelled through some magic? You seem to be the expert on these things.
Me?
It felt real to me, but maybe it was just an illusion.
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to tell. That I don't know. I say we move forward again, but let us skirt and keep our distance from the stones. I will come back when I have more time, and perhaps can investigate further. But we have a more important task. But I will pull out, my map or whatever and mark where this clearing is, and maybe do a little drawing of what the stones look like that perhaps, talking to somebody in the future might recognize it or whatever.
Sounds good. So the group is going to like kind of move back into the woods and kind of navigate around the clearing.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so I think your day will, we're just going to fast forward that your day concludes and you're out in the woods. Let's do some of the process things like Friar. Let's get that foraging roll.
I'll do camaraderie this evening.
Sounds good. It looks like maybe it's good time maybe to take a break. We'll do some of these rules maybe kind of as we are taking our little coffee break. I'm going to go on a be right back screen and we will touch base and reconvene in just a little bit here. Hey everybody, we are back. Just taking a little bio coffee break, and we are going to resume. We've got a little bit of gameplay left here this morning for Dolmenwood, and we're going to fast forward. Friar, sounds like you had a nice birthday.
I did. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Oh, it warms my heart to be with such good people. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see, even you, brother, because...
Yep, there's all sorts of stories of birthday parties long past and pranks and hijinks and such, I'm sure.
Yep.
Or picking.
And being able to celebrate a birthday for one that takes on a life of adventuring is actually extra sweet. So
It's true. It's very true.
As the sentiment is going around, I'm gonna give everyone like a slice of like a very nice red velvet cake. Everyone except the Friar.
Sounds good.
Are you pulling this out of like a glamour? Is that what's happening here?
Yes, this is the glamour. It's real cake. It's just like you
It's
can only do it
delicious.
once per person.
Can you like also generate utensils?
What are those?
Just beat the cake.
So, just so you are aware, Topsy, it was difficult for you to pull off that glamour.
Oh.
You were able to do it, but it took extra effort, and sometimes the cake didn't fully materialize, and it just was a little bit hard to get it to stick.
Maybe it's just I don't remember having this cake all too long ago. What was the last time I had this cake? 400 years ago, maybe? Isn't how I
Oh,
think
that's
I
such a-
remember it.
So we will pick up then. Fast forwarding to the next day, you get your rest. It is the 29th of Reed Rhyme. The weather today is a bracing cold, and the trees are definitely bending and showing some resilience against the wind, which is coursing through the terrain and blowing through the lowlands and the valleys of these hills that you've been traversing through this wooded forest here. And so, given what you know that there is potentially a Droon nearby, did you want to do a deep dive of this hex, or did you want to progress north?
I mean, Droons they're not, we have one Droon that's our friend. One Droon that we said we would help and we never did, right? And I mean, they're not like a fraternity. I mean, I guess they kind of are in a way, but they're not like gonna instantly be friendly.
correct.
So to that end, I guess in place the character. I don't know much about the Droon. I guess I know the one Droon. Well, I mean, to that end, I think that probably wisest for us to steer clear because Droons are, they have their own belief systems, individuals, and we may fail to win this one over, get ourselves cursed.
Well, then I would throw out that if these stones are being guarded by a Droon, and this is as it is assumed, I guess at this point that they're part of this ring of Chell, perhaps these or this particular Droon might be less friendly towards fairy than others.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. I hate to have to try to convince another one
yes,
that we mean no harm. Also worth thinking about, if we believe there may be Droon guarding the Ring of Chell, to be wise, they may not be too happy about us excavating the keep. So even if we ignore them and get into that area, just something for us to be mindful of.
true that. Yes, it's perhaps best not to alert them to our presence.
So
Agreed.
sounds
As much as it pains me to say, I think it would be wisest.
So I think we're going to avoid, unless there's objection from the rest of the party.
I think
No.
this is the wisest choice to not make ourselves too obviously.
I knew you'd agree with me, Lillibeth.
Yes, let's keep on going. He's back to his regular self today.
Oh, one day of the year you're happy.
The happiest day of the
That's it.
We'll do our best to try and maybe eke it out for at least another couple of nights.
more dumb cake.
Sure.
all right. So you all start to make your way north through, and now the feeling of the sickness for Silver and Topsy is kind of pervasive. It is not as spotty. It is, you feel You've passed through the area where the ring of Chell's magic has taken hold. And you start to travel north. It starts to become less hilly as you're moving forward. Although there are places where there are kind of deep ravines almost. Ravine is probably too colossal a term, but like kind of ridges, I guess, that kind of cleft into the earth where there you can see like kind of the layers of the earth and stone and rock and such, just kind of like these weird little nooks and crannies where the earth opens up. So you're navigating through this heavily wooded terrain, and at some point you come across a winding creek that kind of cuts through your path. It's kind of tiered and kind of like this like babbling kind of brook as the water, kind of dives down, it splashes, and it has this kind of very scenic kind of view as you're coming into it and experiencing it. And they feed into small pools that kind of you can see, further down the stream. This would be no problem just to kind of hop over. There's definitely like little stones and whatever you could jump across and probably make it to the other side without moistening your boots or whatnot.
I'll crouch down, take a couple handfuls of the water and drink it.
Very
And,
clean, very pure tasting.
Replenish any water skins and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Apu would like to play in the water for just a little bit. It's been a while.
Yeah, he's a creature that enjoyed the diving and swimming around in pools and such, and so if you spend a moment, it'll raise his spirits for sure if you let him swim about in one of the pools.
And absolutely.
All right, we are in optimal beaver territory. So if you see any little brown fuzzies or bundles of steak that just don't seem right,
Yeah,
let me
maybe
know.
one of your hours of rest you kind of take right here by this little babbling brook, and no problem. Yeah, you sure there's a beaver. Why not? You find something like that.
What are you wanting to eat this beaver or?
Oh yeah,
interact with-
absolutely.
Okay.
Like the entire thing.
The tail.
I should
too.
say the skin, though, too, because, hats, gloves, socks.
Aren't you like roughly the size of a beaver? I'm just thinking you eating it entirely.
Yeah.
I guess it's Fey magic.
They aren't always roughly the size of a beaver. You know that.
Okay. Sure. And go have at it. Go eat it.
I eat the beaver.
Roll for-
There's no
for
roll for
perception.
eating a beaver. It is done.
That's the beauty of OSC, man.
Fur,
Congratulations.
teeth, tail, and all. One beaver remains.
Is this like?
I'm disappointed.
Is it like watching someone eat like a 72-ounce steak? Like you're just like eating it like over the period of like 45 minutes and like.
No, I assume it's like that overly cartoonic. Like if you see like the big like they have like an old bib on, it's just gone in one bite.
It's like a
It's pretty much that.
Wario just unhinges his jaw and down it goes.
It's not pretty looking. But,
The tail go last like.
oh yeah,
Okay.
it's like a little noodle.
I'm writing this down furiously in my epic poem I'm writing.
So, at some point you finish all this and wish to continue forward north past the stream, and you are starting to navigate through the woods, and Friar has been foraging and picking up mushrooms and things for the next meal. And you see up ahead, it must be a fairly rare species of fungus. It is strange to behold, but there is definitely like a stem that comes up out of the earth, and the head of the mushroom has kind of that lines and grooves that make it seem, it has like a semblance of almost like a human brain look, the cap of the mushroom. Probably almost the size too, maybe like half the size of a actual human head.
Is it pulsating?
You go and you take a look at it.
Yes. I was waiting for the answer, but it's pulsating. I was like, oh. Yes. Oh, hold on. Oh, this is interesting.
This one really isn't so much, but then as you go up to look at this, you look on ahead, maybe another 50 feet in front of you, and you see another patch of some kind of sanguine colored mushrooms that kind of look like hearts, and they're pumping.
Oh, this is interesting indeed. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go through my notes. Can I see if I could maybe try to identify what the heck this is?
Yeah.
Okay. If it's I don't think it's common. If it's common, I know what it is.
It is
Otherwise,
absolutely not common.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I could figure out enough notes. I do not know what it is. This is very interesting.
Having flashbacks to bones in a bathtub and skin flapping against the wind.
Are we still by that brook?
Relatively so. Like, we'll say you've progressed past it, maybe like 300 feet or so.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting enough to. I don't know. I see a heart up at. You see that, right? I don't know really what I'm looking at. Should I?
Maybe it's a love shroom, and if you eat it, you can find your true love.
So you're looking at one of the trees all of a sudden, and you see that a number of them have kind of like this shelf fungus that's growing, but the tissue of it looks, and you've seen at least one body turned inside out. Maybe others in your course of your life, I don't know. But this fungus is grown and is shaped and has the coloration of like lungs that wrap around the tree in various patches. And all of this like weird fungus that you're seeing, like they're kind of like, it almost looks like they're specifically cultivated in like their own little areas. Like it's not like it's been growing wild or whatever. Like there's like almost like soil and fertilization in certain areas that seem like those mushrooms are being cared for.
When Topsy says tells the friar they could eat the heart to find his true love, I'll say, well, Topsy, you could eat one of these brain ones.
What's that mean?
Maybe, I think maybe you need to eat one to find out.
Perhaps you need to eat one, young man, when you're still young to this world.
Either way, it looks like actually this is someone's garden of some sort.
Some sort is for sure.
I wonder if anyone is around.
I would imagine that if I took the care to create a garden, I'd be aware or want to be aware of anything that could disturb it. So let's just assume that somebody is or something. It's.
I think maybe it's either that these are inherently they're defended by something, maybe someone's watching, or they're so dangerous that the owner doesn't care if anyone touches them.
What if it's like you eat it and you become the mushroom?
Maybe.
That's happened before. Right, not
what
mushroom, but yes. It's felt like
You felt like you became a. Oh boy.
And everybody is aware of those that have gardens, what they do to rabbits that go into their garden and eat their crop.
They write little books about them.
Yes. Well, in this case, we would be the rabbits. So.
Right. I understand. Yes, I will leave these be. I'm just interested. I would love to talk to whoever is. They're so interesting. I would love to speak with whoever is tending this garden.
Friar, as you're looking around, far off in the distance, like all of these, like all this is kind of happening around this hill, and you do see out of the corner of your eye, like around the hill, some movement, and you take a peek and look, and you see this skeletal figure with like a rake, who's just kind of like raking at this dirt, like kind of spreading this like almost like manure or fertilizer around. All around them are these like really long stalks that have little eyeballs on them.
Isn't there some very powerful wizard that we in this area?
There was word of a hag somewhere around here.
I feel like I mean, that sounds right too. I feel like there was like a wizard that we were going to try to get help from at some point, and we never.
Oh no, that was it.
Oh, we
That,
found it.
That was the wizard with the bones. Okay,
yeah.
I might be
Mhm.
thinking of something different then. Okay.
I think if everyone's okay with it, I might approach this skeleton.
I mean, skeletons are mostly friendly in Dolmenwood. I mean, like,
They're raking.
I think we've killed one skeleton.
Uh-huh.
If I don't have any problem with it, I just kind of reach back and feel that just find solace that I still have that book with me, just in case.
Sounds good. So Friar, you're moving ahead,
Yes.
and as you're moving ahead, you can hear that it's whistling, like it's got like a missing tooth or something, and it's like blowing wind somehow through that and whistling a little song as it's doo 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 doo.
Oh, hello. Good morning.
And it like does not stop doing what it's doing, but like its head turns to you, and you just hear like its jaw is like moving up and down, but it's like there's like a voice that is on the air, and it says, "Oh, hello."
Oh, okay. Is this your garden? I see you tending it.
Uh, I care for the garden. I do not take possession of of these life forms that I cultivate. I merely am giving them what they need.
Oh, how lovely! Yeah, just this is wonderful. Well, hello. I am Stephen. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Stephen.
Who are you?
I have been called Kali.
Oh, Collie. It's lovely to meet you. I really these are very interesting specimen you have. I'm a bit of a connoisseur of mushrooms and such, and I've never seen anything. Wow.
Oh, it's very unique. They're very, very, very unique specimens. Can't find them anywhere else.
You have to tell me all about it. I actually have friends back there. Is it okay if they might? Would you mind?
Oh, of course. Top of the morning to ya.
Hey, hello everyone. Come on over.
All right, I'll come over.
Okay. I'll follow a little bit behind.
Smart.
It was my birthday yesterday. I just wanted to say.
Oh, happy
And-
birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You didn't have to say that. Either way, it would be a lovely gift if you just shared with me this information about your garden.
Well, these are numlings. It's a very rare species of fungus. Well, I mean, you could see that they represent various organs. Hearts and eyes and lungs and tongues and pretty much anything that you keep inside your very nice fleshy body there.
Thank you.
You know, these are, well,
if you ever lose one,
Oh, it's replacement parts.
replacement parts. But they're not, like I said, they're not mine.
To whom do they belong?
I don't remember. I seem to remember living in a house, a manor, somewhere south. Someone there invented this species, and I just know that I'm supposed to tend to it. And so I've done I would say a remarkable job, wouldn't you?
Oh no, but this is magnificent. It's beautiful. I wish I would have something close to this one day. It is interesting though that you are able to cultivate it. What is the special? I mean, there has to be a special property, right? It's what type of soil are you using? Acidic?
It's like nothing like super gruesome or
Yeah.
anything. Like it's just
No,
like
it's just asking,
there's like
yeah,
a mound where there's
that's
some earthworms
Uh-huh.
and such, and yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like a hand sticking out of the mound. I was also wondering what's in the watering can, but maybe it's just water.
Yeah, she'll tell you, "Oh, I get water from the brook that you just came from," and
It's not blood, right? That'd be crazy.
Who is it that requires you to tend to this garden?
oh, I don't remember. I think it was a woman,
Mhm.
Umber
Well-
something. I don't remember. It's been so
Um,
long.
Umber someone?
Mm.
Well, maybe if you have one that looks like a brain over there, maybe you remember. Do you have a brain?
I mean,
Topsy.
not in the
What?
conventional sense.
But that's actually a great idea, Topsy.
What
Would
if
you be
you-
interested in reconstituting your entire body from all of these organs?
Oh, I don't think that's allowed. I'm not to allow anybody to consume them. I would assume that applies to myself.
But if you really think about it, you don't have a body per se. So technically, on the realms of what you're discussing, you don't fall in those parameters.
Oh, I
Until
don't
you
like
eat
this
them all.
conversation.
Oh no! Don't no. We are not asking you to do. Yes, the Topsy here will go off on a wild tangent, and before you know it, you'll be chasing their tail because it's just so. I don't know.
You can see she's looking around. She goes, "Oh no, oh no," because as the
What's wrong?
conversation is happening, you could see things moving about in the woods, and there are these 4 of these forms. They basically look like brambles. I think. Have you seen bramblings before? Over by the Droon down to the south, did he have guardians like that
Yes,
or something? I think you had
I
an
want to
encounter
say
with
that
them.
they were
Yes.
coming to attack us.
Yeah, they're like 5 foot tall, kind of vaguely form themselves and animate into like kind of humanoid forms, and they're just like brambles and thorns and such. I think you had an encounter with some at some point, but there's like 4
Mhm.
of them that are like moving in out from the kind of the tree line. And it seems like, and the skeleton's kind of like, oh, they must have heard you.
Oh,
And go ahead
And
and who
bad?
wants to be your caller? Maybe Topsy. Topsy makes sense.
Oh, sure, why not? I mean, let's see, but 5.
All right. So, skeleton kind of gives you like the heads up that there's this threat that is moving into the area where you're standing, talking with them. You have the drop on them. We'll just say they're like 30 feet away from you. Any movement that anybody wants to move into melee, away, and vague descriptions of where you want to be standing.
I would like to move away.
I will draw my weapons and move 5 feet or whatever in the direction of these things to basically engage them in combat once they get up.
Okay.
Okay. I've been antsy the entire time, and to have these things start to just like move forward, I can't be surprised. So I wasn't surprised, and we have the drop on them, and I might just go ahead and I was already ready to shoot something. I think I'm just going to try and shoot something.
Okay. Right now, I'm just calling for like movement, like where you want to be. So I'm
Okay.
presumably kind of away
Oh
from the
yeah,
group.
so I'm
Okay.
gonna. So, but I'm setting myself up for that shot.
Gotcha. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, Alex, I'm sorry, I missed how far away they are. Are they
Like
within 30 feet?
We'll
or
say
are they...
they're all like within 30 feet. There's like 2 on one side, 2 on the other side.
Yep, I'm gonna run up to one of them. Topsy, you say you were running up to one?
No, I'm moving back.
Moving back. Okay, well, I'll just run up to one.
Silver's moving directly up to 1.
So I'll take the 2 on the left. I'll run up to one of those
Sounds good.
with Alfam out.
All right, so the only one that I have in melee range directly right now is Silver. Kezi will move back. She's gonna use bow. And Schwarberdorp, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate that. Gotta support the D&D shenanigans. Thank you. Okay, so let's do the ranged attacks. So go ahead, Lillibeth. And so you've got, we'll just say 1 and 2 are on the left side, 3 and 4 are on the right side. Silver is engaged with 1.
Okay, then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and engage. I can tell that he's going to be engaged with. He is engaged with 1. Then I'm gonna go ahead and be shooting at 1. And it doesn't matter because I got a 5.
Okay.
Even with bonuses.
Sounds good. I'll have Kezi go right away. She is going to shoot at 3. She gets a natural 1, so that misses. Friar?
7 for me.
At 7?
Or 8, but that I don't think that hits.
8 will miss.
Mm-hmm. With my sling. We were just talking. Oh, come on, please.
Any other ranged attacks?
I have a crossbow. I'll shoot at the one that's engaged with Silver. 9.
9 will
I'm about
miss.
to get fucked up, aren't I?
Welcome back. Melee attack.
All right, here we go.
Who's your next character, Winston?
I rolled a 4.
All
right,
No.
That'll miss.
Oh no!
How did we miss 5 attacks in a row?
I don't know.
So
Away she goes.
Bramblings.
Bring up-
Brambling 3 is going to move up to where Thomas was. Brambling 2 is going to double up with 1, so they're both on Silver. And we'll say Brambling 4 the same. They're both moving up to Thomas. All right, so 2 attacks on Silver and 2 on Thomas. They are currently right where that big red comet is. They're in that hex right there.
Okay.
Oops. All right. First attack on Silver misses. And the second attack misses. I gotta get that gold die out.
No, you don't.
2
It was my
attacks.
birthday yesterday. You
Let's see.
don't have to do that.
It was yesterday though. We're past it. You should have gotten in a fight yesterday. 2 on Thomas. 18, 19 to hit.
That hits.
2 points of damage.
Oof.
Oh, and they have 2 attacks.
Aye.
Didn't know that. Oh, and a crit on Thomas.
Shit.
7 points of damage.
Oh.
I gotta do 2 more attacks on Silver. Miss. Miss. All right, Thomas. 2 more attacks.
Oh my god.
Miss. 12?
12 misses.
Misses. All right. So we're back to an initiative roll.
Before we do that, point of order: are these brambles in any way line positioned? So obviously 2 of them could be a line because 2 points could be
Two
a
of
line.
them could be.
Okay, 2 of them. Okay, I am going to. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna wait.
Sounds
So
good.
I'm not gonna do spell.
Or
Brambles go first.
Ay, ay, ay.
Roll.
Is right.
Two of well, it's gonna roll 2d20s at the same time. First guy attacks Silver. Does a 14 hit?
No.
Second one attacks Silver. Does a 16?
Yes.
3 points of damage. And a
Okay.
19 would hit. So that's gonna be
Yep.
7 points.
That was 7 points of damage total, or
No,
an additional
an
7.
additional 7.
I go down.
Silver goes down.
There we are.
Death saving throw or save against death?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna
just-
finish the attacks on Thomas here quick. 17 to hit.
Hits.
5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
16 to hit.
Yep.
1 point of damage.
Okay.
Or sorry. Yeah, 1 point. Okay. Yes, we do need Silver to do a death save because you don't use a shield, right?
No.
Yeah.
I had the sword. If I die, it's gonna be great. All right, here we go.
No.
So I need a save against death, right? All right, I'm gonna roll it in the platform because it's
Hold
painful.
on. Don't roll that because Percy just redeemed a boon of healing.
Oh.
Ooh.
Thank you, Percy.
Thank you,
Thank you, Percy.
Percy. And good morning.
What's the boon of healing do?
The boon of healing in this circumstance is going to be that you are about to go down, but you kind of get like a second wind. So you're going to take 5 points of healing back.
Cool.
Just kind of represents your second. You're trying to push through this battle. It's not looking good.
No, it looks terrible.
So is there any movement that anybody wishes to do?
Mhm.
I will move up to support Thomas
All right.
because I'm still a little ways back.
I'll move up. Then I'm going to support Silver.
And it would take an action or so, or my equivalent to attack to equip a shield, right?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Equipping a shield, it would just be like I would forgo my attack to just equip the shield.
What did you have in your hand before? A bow?
Crossbow.
Crossbow?
Crossbow.
You can pull out a weapon as like a item.
Right.
Swap
I'll
out
pull out the shield then.
the shield. All right.
And I'm going to switch to Rhaegal and not move because I'm already there by Silver and trying awkwardly not to step on him when he stands back up because I was going to stand over him.
Did you not move back?
I moved behind him, so I guess I would have to move up to be by him. Because I
I'm gonna
was
say-
shooting.
Yeah, you were shooting with the bow. I had the impression you and Kezi kind of were taking your hunter position with your bows and shooting from back there. So if you want to move up and switch to like a melee situation, I'm going to say it's going to take an extra
will do
turn
that.
to get there. Okay,
Okay, I'm doing that.
sounds good. So the ranged attacks then, I'm going to start with Kezi. She's going to shoot at one of the ones near Silver. Gets another natural 1. She's not really ringing it in this time. Who else is still ranged? Is it Friar?
I was
No, you
moving up.
You moved up. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So then the melee attacks are going to be in this order: Silver, Topsy, Friar, Thomas.
That's a 16 to hit,
That'll hit.
and that math looks right. So 7 damage.
7 damage. Takes one of the bramblings down.
I'll just take the sword right through as I'm like staggering.
Topsy. Pulled out the shield, right? But you got
Yep.
a claw, right? Don't you have a claw attack as a Grimalkin? No.
No, but I do got a different thing. What Thomas here is a series of violent hacks and coughing. As I will sacrifice 2 of my bonus hit points that I've been eating for these past couple of days. And I will spew up a hairball at the 2 in front of him. They need to make I think it's a save versus breath.
Okay.
Why I keep asking you giant rodents?
One succeeds, one fails.
All right, the half damage, so it'll be 2d6 damage.
Wow.
As it's like,
That's
beaver
horrible.
teeth, nasty fur. It's not great looking.
Oh, you rolled max.
I pulled max, so 6 for one, 12 for the other.
Okay, it rips one of them to shreds and it falls over, and then the other one is like just barely hanging on.
Excuse me,
What the? I say.
beaver.
It's the beaver.
Beaver.
The beaver tail
It's
decapitates it.
its fur is really thick. You gotta get it out sometimes.
Let's see, Friar.
19 to hit, 6 points of damage to. I don't know if anyone on this side is. Oh no, well I'm gonna go. We only have one left in front of us.
One
So,
left.
Yep.
You do some damage. So basically, there's 2 left. There's one over by you that you just hit. That one's looking pretty rough, and then the other one is shredded, hacked and shredded by all these bones that just passed through it. So that will Thomas.
With my advantage, I rolled an 11 and a 20. So 6 plus 1, 7 points. To the
So number 4 goes down. So we just have the one brambling left. Which brings us to an initiative roll. I have a 5.
4.
Oof.
Topsy.
I'm sorry, I'm a little not feeling good.
It's okay. You just saved the day with your hairball. So.
Yeah.
Brambling
Yeah.
2 can smell the fungus breath of the Friar. And is going to make 2 attacks.
Oh no, Friar.
An 18 and a 19.
Oh, those both hit.
Of 4 points and 3
Ouchie.
points.
Okay.
Well, you saved my life. That would have killed me. Again.
Don't
Back
worry.
to the party. Lillibeth will move up into melee at this point. The only ranged, I believe, is Kezi, who misses.
what am I paying her for?
I don't know. She got all that money up front. She's not working as hard. She's
That's
kind of
right.
quiet quitting on you, I think.
Yeah.
All the wind. Hard to do this stuff in the wind.
All right, Lillibeth, you move up into melee range. Go ahead and make an attack.
Okay, so I'm using Hagel, and I don't know if that has any different impact on the Franklings or not. And I rolled a 19.
19 will hit.
Okay, and then okay. I haven't really had to roll the damage roll very often. Can you please tell me what I need to roll for the damage roll?
I think it's just a standard, like a short sword, so it would be a D6. Do you have a note about what type of bonus it had?
It has a +1
Okay,
bonus, and then it has a bonus against Droon. So, and I rolled a 6.
All right. So you swing with the blade, cuts through the last brambling, and it falls to the ground. And the skeleton behind you is just like, let's not talk about eating them.
Okay.
Well, we will definitely have no interest in consuming anything, especially after that fireball incident.
Yes.
I can go for
You're
another
going
beaver.
fast. No, but really, Topsy, that was excellent play. Now I understand why you swallowed that beaver.
Oh, he did his part real well.
You saved my bacon.
Sure, he appreciated it.
The beaver or Thomas?
Beaver. No,
No,
of
I think
course,
the
Tom.
beaver was absolutely not a fan of this prospect.
Well, I do appreciate it. And I had to face another number of swipes there. I think I may have been felled.
Speaking of almost being felled, Friar, are you looking okay? I mean, this is the day after your birthday. You already look bad. Oh boy, you good?
I'm okay. Yes, I'm fine.
Oh, you saved
Everyone
my
else-
life, Friar.
Oh, won't be the first time. Won't be the last.
Certainly not the first time. I think it might have been like the 7th time.
Yes, no problem. It's not. And remember, it's one true God that allows this all to happen. I guess I don't know about this though. Either way. Tell me, friend, how are you feeling? Are you okay? And you as well. I know Thomas stepped away, or Chris stepped away.
We're all beat the shit.
Hmm.
For sure.
I'm not.
That's right. And Topsy, I think, is Topsy.
Yeah.
You're okay, right?
Yeah, I just feel
What you just
skinnier.
did doesn't. Okay.
Not that it's any
Um,
virtue to be beaten up because you guys have saved me multiple times. So glad to return the
course.
favor.
Of course. I
I do-
feel pretty winded, but I think Thomas is worse for wear.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple gashes on me, so
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of healing right here. All right, if that is okay. Thomas, you are getting 4 points of healing as I pray over you and
thank you.
ask Saint Lillibeth for help and strength. And then I come to you, Silva. Have you found faith this short time away?
Well, I've seen some miraculous things from your one true God for sure, but I
They
still
belong
think
to
there's
all of us. They truly do.
Mm-hmm. But I should say that I still think there's a disconnect in my mind. It's going to take some time, but I'm certainly open to saying a prayer with you.
Sure. You know it. If you remember,
Right.
let us say it together. And I'm gonna attempt to heal.
All right, the 2 in 6 chance it fails. I roll a d6. Remind me, Alex, am I looking for a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 or 6? I know it doesn't really matter.
What you want
roll
to
it
see
is.
would be a 3 or higher.
I rolled a 1.
Those aren't the words.
Those were, I guess
You
my
did not
time in
remember
fairy
it.
has
All right.
introduced
I try
doubt.
my best. I try my best and I pray and I exert myself, but it just seems to no. I'm sorry, friend.
It's okay. I'm sure the problem's with me.
If you want a mind trip, if you ever switch to the Dolmenwood rules, then everything is flipped. He
Oh,
made-
really?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they're in the new rules, everything is high is good.
Oh, yeah. So 5 and 6. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right. So, is that expend all of the healing?
That
Okay. Just given the time, was there anything more that you wanted to do with the skeleton and
I
talking
might
with them?
ask if a Droon, if their person that they're working for, the Droon is their employer.
She
employer,
would
I guess.
say she doesn't believe so.
Okay. I would ask where this is anyway, just so we know. If I know they said further north, I'd ask if there's any specific direction to where this little house is. The owner of this.
She would say somewhere to the south. She remembers.
Oh, south?
And she'll point.
Okay.
Well, she'll point south.
Okay.
I would check out the bodies of these animated twig guys, and I don't think I've ever seen them before that I recall.
Now that they're not animate, they just look like big, almost like big ball of vine and twine and thorn that is balled up. They don't really look humanoid form anymore. As they fall apart, they just look like plant life.
Interesting.
So.
Okay.
So we will end it, I think, with you probably travel a bit more, but probably not too much. I guess in your next session you can decide like do you want to try to find this place that it was indicating that maybe it's from, or continue with the goal of trying to find Hoarblight Keep? But some of this stuff, like the wrap-up stuff for camping, I'll just have us do in chat. It's not like super important to the stream or the game. So we will do that, and then we'll pick up. Our next game will be on Read Rhyme on the 30th, the last day of the month. And in real time, that'll be 2 weeks from now, we'll be playing on the January 27th, the day after my birthday. That should go really good.
We'll have another birthday celebration
Yeah.
online.
Days after birthdays apparently are fantastic days, as we've discovered.
birthday.
Even for the one true God. So
Four
one true
brambles
God.
are going to show up and kill you, Alex.
I hope not.
They can.
Oh,
So with that, we will end our session with gratitude, where we share with one another a moment or interaction that really made this session special or memorable.
I'll throw out my gratitude to both Alex and Winston for bringing Silverback, because that was unexpected and wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it was something I talked to Alex kind of very vaguely about it, and then as y'all are starting to kind of move along, I was like, hey, I want to try to at least get a few sessions in. So yeah, I'll throw mine out. So I mean, obviously, I'll cop out a bit, throw it out to everybody for just letting me come back into the game and immediately welcoming me and looping me into the story and kind of using narrative to like recap the stuff that I missed and get a chance to talk to Topsy and everything. So thank you all for welcoming me back. That was awesome.
I'll throw mine out just back at once again. One, great to have you back. Known you for so long and still have almost never played in any games with you ever. I think it was like only the third time we've played in a game. Third or
I
fourth.
feel like Selvin back in the community campaign, we had some games.
Like twice, probably at best.
I remember dragging your corpse out of the woods. That's all I remember. But yeah, thank you anyways. Yeah, it's great. It's been fun. Topsy's great.
So I'm going to echo what everybody else has said. It was really fun and thrilling to see you back, and to be able to play with you again in this particular campaign. And yes, to have all of us together, including Topsy as part of it, was also really awesome. And I to everybody who rose to the occasion to turn it into exactly the kind of encounter it would be if it happened. So, especially a shout out on weaving that birthday in so skillfully.
I'll give a shout out to it's great to have you back, Winston. We're having it's a blast. It feels very like familiar, so it's nice. And then Doll's here too, so that's great too. It's exciting to see how we move forward with everyone here. And I mean there's no other, like, that is like ultimate motivation, right? Like this character that that we all respect has returned, and you ask us to do anything and we'd be like, we're doing it, so
Well, we thought he was dead.
yeah and he did a very noble sacrifice for us and everyone, so we're happy to have you back, and that was a great moment. I appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Definitely good to have you back, Winston. It feels like we've got the complete team back to tell the end of this story, and well, not really the end, but we'll speak more on that in the coming sessions, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to come together and make this happen. We're actually in the woods, probably disorienting because I had typically shown you the map and things like that while you were on the road, but I could just say that it worked out differently, you not knowing exactly. Like, I think the psychology of this is perfect, because you have to make some different decisions, and some of the things that happened today will play out in the next session, I think. So, and it's fun. to do this because it's new to me because I don't know what hex you're going to end up in. Some of these hexes that we were in today, I probably read several months ago, but we're not in the hexes that I thought we would be in. so
Okay.
they are not the ones that I had predicted we would be in. So everything that I read or prepped today wasn't really very useful. So that's fun. That's why I like this.
Oh, you almost TPK'd us, so good job. It was close.
Yeah, you, Mr.
Yeah,
Crit.
I went
So
down.
thanks to
I went down almost instantly to 6 hit points in
Wow.
real short order. So
Probably some
How many do you
gratitude to Percy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
for-
actually gonna.
Thanks, Percy. Yeah.
that's what
I really would have given that
thank you.
gratitude to Percy, but I felt like I had to. Yeah, Percy, thank you for that boon of healing
Thank
and
you.
for Alex weaving that in narratively because I rolled my
Yeah.
death and I would have died.
Oh,
What a bummer. Hey, welcome back. You're dead.
Major bummer,
Back.
man.
I think, Isaac, you asked how many. I normally have 19.
Okay.
And I went from 19 to 17 to 10 to 7 to 6.
Wow.
And
I have
like
10 now, and
like
so
that.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, but we're double my hit points still.
ew.
Well, with that, I think we will end the stream and say if you haven't joined us already in Discord, if you're listening to us this far in, probably you have, but there's the Discord link if you need it. Come hang out with us in between the games. We don't have anything else happening this weekend. Next week, we've got Planescape happening on Wednesday starting at 7:30. And Isaac, do you want to tell us about a game that you will be cooking up?
I'm going to be starting a free league game called Forbidden Lands. It's a sandbox based game exploration, and I'm very excited to be running it for the players. So tune in on Friday and see how fast we could get them killed.
Miracle Night. It was
Join me.
Forbidden Lands. Forbidden Lands is the
Forbidden
name
Lands.
of it.
Yes.
Forbidden
it's Forbidden
Lands.
Lands.
Oh, cool.
So
Mhm.
always good to see new systems, new games, new ways to play the D20 game. Although that's like more D6s, I think, right?
It's all.
Yeah.
It's a lot of D6s.
Awesome. Well, we'll call it a day here. We'll throw a raid out to the Weekly Scroll. I think they've got a little talk show kind of thing going, so we'll see what that's all about. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.